In this section, we will learn about product to sum formulas. Product to sum formulas can be driven by using sum and difference formulas. You have to know how to use those formulas, but you don't have to remember those formulas. Product to sum formulas will not be in any exam. It will not be included in the midterm exam, and it will not be included in the final exam. But there will be homework assignment for these formulas. Let's do some examples. The first example is sine of 3x times cosine of 4x. The problem is we want to convert the product into sum. We will use this formula. Sine and cosine are multiplied. Then in this formula, 3x is u, 4x is v. Then we will just do substitution. Sine of u was 3x plus v was 4x plus sine of u is 3x minus v was 4x. Then we will simplify to finish the problem. 1 over 2 sine of 7x plus sine of minus x. Sine is an odd function, so instead of putting minus in front of x, we will just put minus in front of sine. 1 over 2 sine of 7x minus sine of x. The second problem is cosine of x times sine of 7x. This time it starts with cosine. So we will use the second formula. In this problem, u is x and v is 7x. So 1 over 2 sine of we add x plus 7x, then subtract minus sine of u minus v, x minus 7x. So that is 1 over 2 times sine of 8x minus sine of minus 6x. We will use the odd function property again. Then we have 1/2 times sine of 8x minus sine of 6x. Let's finish the problem. 1/2 times sine of 8x minus will be plus sine of 6x. The natural question for this type of question is instead of writing cosine of x times sine of 7x, we can write the same thing as sine of 7x times cosine of x. Because those two are multiplied, then you will use different formula. You will use the first formula. This time, 7x becomes u and x becomes v. Let's multiply the first formula and see what happens. Then 1/2 times sine of u plus v, so 7x plus x, then plus sine of u minus v. U is 7x minus v is x. So that becomes 1/2 times sine of 8x plus sine of 6x. So if you compare those two, then you will see that those two are the same. So you can apply either formula by rearranging the order if you want. The third problem is cosine of 7x times cosine of 4x. We will use the third formula. After we determine u and v, we will apply this formula. So we get 1/2 times cosine of sum 7x plus 4x plus cosine of u minus v. U is 7x minus v is 4x. So that is 1/2 cosine of 11x plus cosine of 3x. You cannot do anything more if theta, here the angles are different. So this is the final answer. The next problem is sine of x times sine of 9x u is x and v is 9x. We will use the last formula. So cosine of u minus v minus cosine of u plus v. 1/2 cosine of u x minus v, which is 9x, minus cosine of u plus v, which is x plus 9x. That means 1/2 times cosine of minus 8x minus cosine of 10x. This time, we want to use the even function property of cosine. That means when we switch the sign of the input, which means if we convert minus 8x to 8x, the function value will stay the same. After you multiply even function property, you can conclude the problem. This is the final answer. Next series of problems will be about a sum and a sum to product formulas. You don't have to remember sum to product formulas. Sum to product formulas will not be on any exams, but you will have to do homework. All of those formulas can be driven by using the formulas we already learned. We will go through the application problems, which uses sum to product formulas. Write a sum as a product. The first one is sine of 4x plus sine of 2x. The given form is a sum form, and we want to convert that two term into one term by using a product. Sine of 4x plus sine of 2x, that uses the first formula. And this is the expression is x and y, so it becomes a little bit harder to identify 4x as x, but let's interpret the equation. 2 times sine of the sum of two angles, 4x plus 2x over 2 times cosine of two angles, which is 4x minus 2x over 2. Then that becomes 2 times sine of six x over 2 times cosine of 2x over 2. If we simplify the fraction, then that becomes 2 times sine of 3x times cosine of x. The second one is about the sine of x minus sine of 4x. We will use the second formula, so that is 2 times cosine of sum of two angles, x plus 4x, over 2 times sine of difference of two angles, so x minus 4x over 2. Then it becomes 2 times cosine of 5x over 2 times sine of minus 3x over 2. So that is 2 times cosine of 5x over 2 times sine is an odd function, so minus sine of 3x over 2. Those are multiplied, so we can put minus in front of everything. So minus 2 times cosine of 5x over 2 times sine of 3x over 2. The third problem is cosine of 5x plus cosine of 2x. We will use the third formula, so that becomes 2 times cosine of the sum of two angles, which is 5x plus 2x divided by 2 times cosine of the difference of two angles. So it becomes 5x minus 2x over 2. We used this formula. Let's simplify. Then that becomes 2 times cosine of 7x over 2 times cosine over cosine of 3x over 2. The next problem is cosine of 6x minus cosine of 8x. We have to use the last formula. So it starts with minus 2 times sine of x plus y, so the sum of two angles, 6x plus 8x over 2 times sine of the difference 6x minus 8x over 2. That means minus 2 times sine of 14x over 2 times sine of minus 2x over 2. So that is minus 2 times sine of 7x times sine of minus x. That equals minus 2 times sine of 7x times, let's do one more. Sine is an odd function, so we can write down as minus sine of x. This minus will make 1. Minus minus will be plus, so the final answer will be 2 times sine of 7x times sine of x.